Assalamualaikum and hello everyone. Today we would like to present our experiment on the carbothermic reduction of metal oxide based on Helm diagram principle. The objective of this experiment is to study the reduction behavior of copper 2 oxide and iron 3 oxide using carbon at high temperature. We also aim to compare the experimental result with the thermodynamic prediction from the Helm diagram. In this experiment, carbon acts as a reducing agent. It removes oxygen from the metal oxide and produces pure metal. According to the Helm diagram, copper 2 oxide is easier to reduce compared to iron 3 oxide because it has lower stability. The material used in this experiment include carbon powder, magnetite, hematite, and copper 2 oxide. Carbon powder with a mass of 2.00 gram for each sample was used as the reducing agent. For sample A, a mixture of 10.00 grams of magnetite and 1.25 grams of hematite was prepared. For sample B, 10.00 grams of copper 2 oxide was used. The apparatus used include an analytical balance for accurate weight, a ball mill machine with milling ball for mixing the sample, and a mortar and pestle for further grinding. Porcelain or alumina crucibles with lids were used during heating in a muffled furnace.
This flowchart shows our experimental methodology. First, the sample is milling ball weight. Then they are loaded into the ball mill for grinding and homogenizing. After that, the sample is transferred into a cubed and placed in a furnace for heat treatment such as roasting or smelting. Next, the sample is cooled and observed in the term of slag formation, color, and texture. Finally, the sample is crushed, ground into fine powder, analysis using SRD, and the data is interpreted.
First, the required amount of magnetite, hematite, and carbon powder were weighed using an analytical balance for sample A. Then, copper 2 oxide and carbon powder were weighed for sample B. Next, the mixture were placed into the ball mill machine together with milling ball to ensure proper and uniform mixing between the reactants. After milling, the sample were further ground using a mortar and pestle to obtain a homogeneous mixture. The prepared mixture were then transferred into labeled crucibles for the heating process. This step is important to ensure better contact between carbon and metal oxide before reduction. Next, both crucibles were placed inside a muffled furnace. The sample were heated at a temperature between 900 and 1000 degrees Celsius for about 45 minutes. During this heating process, carbon acts as a reducing agent and removes oxygen from the metal oxide. As a result, iron oxide was reduced to metallic iron and copper 2 oxide was reduced to metallic copper. After heating, the crucibles were removed carefully using a tongs and allowed to cool down to room temperature before further processing.
Characterization. Several characterization methods were used to confirm the presence of metallic products after reduction. First, a magnet was used to test a presence of metallic ion in sample A. If the sample was attracted to the magnet, this is confirmed successful reduction of iron oxide. Visual observation such as a color change before and after heating was also recorded. This characterization step help verify whether carbothermic reduction occurred successfully.
On the experimental observations, the recovery percentage of iron obtained from sample A was 85.26%. Meanwhile, the recovery percentage of copper obtained from sample B was 65.84%. The iron sample was strongly attracted to the magnet, confirming the presence of metallic iron after reduction. Thus, these results indicate that both iron oxides and copper oxides were successfully reduced using carbon at high temperature. The following diagram shows the XRD pattern of the CuO sample after the carbothermic reduction process. From the XRD analysis, the main phase detected is copper oxide with about 92.9%, and there's also a small amount of copper 1 oxide, around 7.1%. However, no peaks corresponding to metallic copper are observed. This means that the reduction process was incomplete. Instead of being fully reduced to copper metal, most of the CuO only reduced partially to Cu2O. This also can be explained by several factors such as insufficient carbon, limited heating time, or poor mixing between carbon and CuO. This condition can prevent the reaction from proceeding to completion. So overall, the XRD result confirmed that CuO remained as the dominant phase, indicating that the carbothermic reduction was not fully successful for the sample.
This slide shows the XRD pattern of CuO sample after the carbothermic reduction process. From the XRD analysis, the main phase detected is copper oxide CuO with about 92.9%. There's also a small amount of copper 1 oxide Cu2O around 7.1%. However, no peaks corresponding to metallic coppers are observed. This means that the reduction process was incomplete. Instead of being fully reduced to copper metal, most of the CuO only reduced partially to Cu2O. This can be explained by several factors such as insufficient carbon, limited heating time, or poor mixing between carbon and CuO. This condition can prevent the reaction from proceeding to completion. So overall, the XRD result confirmed that CuO remained as the dominant phase, indicating that carbothermic reduction was not fully successful for this sample. The result obtained in this experiment can be explained using thermodynamic principles based on the Elohim diagram. According to theory, copper oxide is easier to reduce compared to iron oxide because it is less stable. However, the experimental result shows that iron has a higher recovery percentage than copper, which contradicts the theoretical expectation. This difference may be caused by incomplete reduction of copper oxide due to insufficient carbon, poor mixing, or possible metal loss during washing and filtration. In addition, many factors such as particle size, mixing efficiency, and heating time, and gas diffusion also influence the reduction process. Overall, the result shows that experimental conditions play an important role in determining the. In conclusion, both iron oxide and copper oxide were successfully reduced using a carbon as a reducing agent at high temperature. The result shows that reduction efficiency depends not only on thermodynamic prediction from the Elohim diagram, but also an experimental condition during the procedure. Even though the experimental result differs slightly from the theoretical expectation, this experiment successfully demonstrates the principle of carbothermic reduction.